Hello and welcome to Brave Souls Rewind, the show where I 200 older characters so you don't have to. This week I'll be taking a look at Sode no Shirayuki, one of the first 3 Zanpakuto that we got, excluding of course Zangetsu. For this video I'll be taking a look at 3 of her builds and figuring out if she is still a viable character in the modern BBS. Now the first build I decided to take a look at was the normal attack damage build. And while she did do a moderate amount of damage, it wasn't really all that much, though she is ranged and she does have Debilitator, which does come in handy, but then again her NAD string is only 3 long. In the end I decided this was a viable build, and her strong attack damage link didn't make her strong attacks completely useless. Though because of her NAD string of only 3, I'd say this build is probably best for co-op, because you wouldn't have to worry too much about knocking enemies down and having to wait for them to get back up, and a freezing normal attack is always good to help out the co-op team. Next I decided to do the strong attack damage link, which I did have really high hopes for because Sode no Shirayuki's link is also strong attack damage. And I wasn't left disappointed. In fact, I was actually pretty surprised about how much damage the strong attack 1 did. And while obviously it would be better with Frenzy, especially because of that Debilitator, it still did a decent amount of damage. And unlike a lot of the older characters, her strong attacks actually had pretty good range. I would definitely say this is a viable build. And finally we had the strong attack recharge build, which in my opinion was actually the best build out of the 3. Sure, I didn't get the extra 60% damage on my strong attacks, but being able to use them a lot more frequently more than made up for it, especially because she has a Debilitator. And it's not like they weren't boosted at all. I still had the accessories as well as Sode no Shirayuki's sad link. So I'd say this is absolutely a viable build, and probably the best one to use with her because of the Debilitator. Overall, I'd say this character is very much still usable. Obviously there are better characters, but she's not a bad option to take on a raid. Thank you guys so much for watching. I just drank a lot of water and now I'm really full. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for next week's rewind.